So, looking once again at this very interesting deck list with, I think, a Dragoonity Dragon Link deck, we could say. What do you think is the plan for Danique in this matchup?
I think Danique really is hoping that Alessandro is not going first in this particular matchup, although we have seen that yesterday Danique managed to come back into the game by going second. And on the other side, I think that the end traps are playing a huge role here in this particular matchup. But, as you said before, Abyss Dweller could play, be the game changer of this entire game if Alessandro manages to summon it.
Absolutely, and once again, although yesterday Danique really got paid off by having the Twin Twister in the main deck, I don't think he's gonna be that happy about that choice. But he does main Forbidden Drop that as well.
Yeah, I mean, he knows that he can go second and he could have problems by going second. So he said, okay, I just want to have key cards in my main deck, so if I go second, maybe I draw them as happened yesterday, and he can have an advantage against his opponent. At the moment, of course, Twin Twister will not be super useful, while on the other side, Forbidden Drop it, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, once again, one of these guys gonna go first, try to set up their combos. Let's see if it is Alessandro or Danique. It seems like it's Alessandro, so very good news for the Italian fans. And Tanky is definitely a good way to start. So, looking at Danique deck, the end traps are Gamma and Phantasme, I think. He doesn't have that many compared to the other players.
Yeah. He's not main decking any copy of Ash Blossom, which I think this is the most popular hand trap of the weekend so far.
Yeah, so it's basically gonna rely on this Gamma.
Yeah.
Which is the only line of defense. And let's see. Again, as a reminder, these guys know what their opponent are playing. Which means that if you're Alessandro, and that's why we see the Ancient Warrior being picked up, he knows that Abyss Dweller is just so good in this matchup, and he's prioritizing the Abyss Dweller.
Yeah. We have seen how popular is the Masterful Sun Mo.
Yeah.
Which is the Ancient Warrior that gave Alessandro yesterday the possibility to special summon the Abyss Dweller. And I'm pretty sure that yesterday, after he finished this match, I think he studied a little bit Danique's technique of Dragon Link, of his Dragon Link deck. And he also has the Fractal, wow. Yeah. So I think that we will see the Abyss Dweller play with the Ancient Warrior.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, if you can choose just one of the two, I do agree with prioritizing the Dweller, because it's just so amazing against the Dragon Link. But when you have an opening that can give you both, I mean, just the best of both worlds, so yeah. Here, you guys, I really like, as mentioned, that it doesn't take a genius to understand that the Tri-Brigade engine is amazing. But I really like that this weekend we are seeing a lot of just invention from all of our players. So
yeah, all of our players actually playing different packages, and as you saw, guys, I mean, the Tri-Brigade is super, I mean, you can play everything you want, but it seems like super consistent. So yeah. Pure version, Zodiac version, and Ancient Warrior one.
Something I'm interested to see if maybe Alessandro watched the stream yesterday back. He might have heard a suggestion that I had in one of the matchups where he summoned his Abyss Dweller in defense and really costed him the game because of the 500 boost. This is something that a lot of people might forget about, but since the Ancient Warrior Sun Mu is a water, you get the 500 boost from Abyss Dweller, which is super relevant. So
yeah, maybe this time I will take your suggestion. I think he saw the stream.
I mean, it makes sense after siding because of Storm sometimes, but it depends on the matchup greatly, and 2200 is not easy to deal with. So again, okay. Ooh, I think he's thinking about it though. Okay, Alessandro takes my suggestion. For a moment, he summoned it in defense, but then I think he remembered our words, and yeah. Okay, let's see if this decision will pay off for him. He's listening, and I really agree with summoning it in attack, at least in game 1. So Well played.
Yeah, I think this is the start that we saw yesterday from Alessandro with the Revolt, the Dweller, the Link Monster, and I think this is everything he needs. Especially because against Dragon Link, as you said, the Abyss Dweller is an incredible interruption.
Yeah, I think here, I mean, it depends once again on Danique. There are a few outs, which are mainly the Droplet and the Gamma.
Yeah.
So if Alessandro plays it safe, which I really think he will do, he will not shotgun the Dweller in the standby phase, which means that the Droplet is the only other out for Danique.
Yeah, here I think you just wait as much as you can and you see if your opponent goes with a normal summon and then you activate the Dweller, yeah.
And I also like that, okay, Dragon Ravine is the first card. I like that Alessandro went for the Link Free, which means that if the Twin Twister is there, the Omen is not wasted, because you can use the effect to bring back a monster and still trigger it. So, solid opening. But Dragon Ravine, not a surprise. We said how many Dragunity package cards Danique has. He had to adjust to the LP not being there anymore. And he did pretty interestingly. So, he starts things off by using the Ravine. And now the Dweller is an interesting thing here. You can see Alessandro really being afraid of the Gamma, and I can't blame him.
Yeah, I can understand him. Yeah, I mean, here you just don't want to risk such an advantage against your opponent. I think it is okay not to activate it immediately.
Yeah.
You're taking a risk, of course, but it can pay off.
Yeah, I think the risk is too high. If you get Gamma'd here, you pretty much risk losing a game you hardly would have lost otherwise. So I really can't blame Alessandro for his decision. And I think we might see
Colled.
Yeah, Kobai. Okay. I mean, makes sense, I would say. Although it's not the most obvious choice, you guys at home may be thinking, he has a Dweller, why does he waste a Cold by the Grave? It is just to play around the Gamma. And now we're 100% gonna see the Dweller. Yeah. So I think I really like Alessandro line. He stayed calm. It's not easy. He's not as used as other players in this tournament to a big stage like this. But he is really not letting his emotion take the best of him and staying calm. So now we see the Tiding added to end.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with Alessandro's decision, especially because now you have Abyss Dweller safe for your next turn. So why would you want to waste it if your opponent has a Gamma? It doesn't make any sense. So now Danique knows that he's under Abyss Dweller and goes with the Striker Dragon.
Yeah. Yeah, he has to switch the zone.
Okay, you realized it, okay.
Yeah. But at least he gets a +1 here with the Tactor launch. But it's not easy to play around the Dweller, also knowing that there is a Revolt face down. So he will start with the Sector launch, maybe special summoning a Tracer from hand if he has the option. Definitely a good way to start. And yeah, it's not Tracer though, so not as good as it could have been. And now plays back to Alessandro. Yeah, okay, he's showing it just the Synchron being summoned on field. And
I believe here you just wait, right? You don't activate the Revolt. I think you can wait.
Yeah, you can definitely wait here. No need to panic. You know that one of the cards in the end is the Tiding. And yeah, I mean, unless there is hard drawn like, you know, Levian here, which can really scares you off, you have to be careful. So I like Alessandro patience here. What's the line from Danique? What do you think?
Yeah, because he's really thinking Arcos. He knows that he's under Abyss Dweller, and I think he wants to find a solution here, which is not easy considering that Alessandro has this Revolt, and he can get the Omen on the field and then get rid of one of his cards. So
yeah, and I think just improvising is crucial in this matchup, because Danique really showed us that he knows his deck well yesterday. But to be fair, you really don't expect to face an Abyss Dweller in this format. So it's quite possible that he didn't test this specific situation. And it isn't hard to adapt. I think the Romulus came down, which again is gonna just try to net some advantage. I think the plan is try to do as much as possible, and if you can't kill your opponent, just get as many resources for next turn, but deal with the Abyss Dweller. If you leave the Abyss Dweller another turn,
yeah, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you're done. So here we see another copy of Dragon Ravine.
Yeah, I think he just wants to see as many resources as he can, although he cannot use his graveyard. So
yeah,
I mean, I think here Alessandro is fine with that.
Yeah, you can get one of the cards we saw yesterday, either the Legatus, most likely I would say, which you can special summon, or the Remus. But yeah, it is the Legatus, not a surprise. The Remus is also kind of locked with the Abyss Dweller, so the Legatus offers him a special summon right now. But without Telpi, it's even harder to play around Dweller.
Here it's super hard for Danique. He's now considering what he can do without his graveyard, and I mean, I think Alessandro is just chilling here to wait his opponent.
And here it is, so only 2 cards in hand, one of which is a Tiding. He will set the Tiding, and now let's see if he moves to battle phase or just end phase. I think he ended.
Yeah, I think he ended.
He ended. Tough news for Danique. Will now face both an Omen and a +1 from the Link 3.
Yeah.
Which allows you to special summon 1, and in the end phase you get it back to end. So great news here from Alessandro, who is in complete control of the duel. What do you think? Do you just pop the Tiding here?
I think I would, yeah. Because like in the turn after, you can pass for access code, get rid of the monsters, and I think we'll get rid of the...
I really agree. I will 100% get rid of the Tiding. You get a +1 from the Nerval. Let's see. And yeah, this opening is just brutal from Alessandro. And here though, you can see something quite important. This game might have been over regardless. But if Alessandro, as his 13th, summoned a Dweller in defense, it would have been destroyed.
Yeah.
So he learned from his small mistake yesterday. And luckily, he improved, and now he's once again showing off. So, as mentioned, he's just punishing the Tiding, and I think there is really not much that Danique can do right now. I think you special summon 1 as well, so he can get back even the Ancient Warriors if he feels like it, but probably a little too fancy for my taste.
Yeah, now I think Danique is trying to understand what is going on, but I think we will soon see from Alessandro a access code being summoned to seal the game. And I think it was very well played by him. The Abyss Dweller completely shut down Danique's strategy.
So just some clarification, but yeah, as we mentioned, he's most likely using the Ruggle to get back yet another card from the grave. And yeah, if that's the case, it seems like we're gonna get close to game 2 in a matter of moves as soon as next turn.
I think they're just clarifying what...
there was just some small issues with Danique microphone for which they couldn't hear him for a couple of seconds, so that's why this timer was stopped. Nothing to do with the game. I mean, as long as the camera is working, that's the most important thing, so... I think play is resumed, and... Ooh, we don't see the Rugal.
Oh,
okay. I mean, probably not gonna cost him much, but too bad here from Alessandro. Who now just has to play around a possible Nibiru, and I think we know that the Nibiru is not even there. The only card that could somehow help him is the Phantasme. But as you mentioned, most decks, just the final piece to OTK is the Access Code. A card that really flew under the radar for a bit, but I think it's now in every single player deck list we see this weekend. So
yeah, I think most of the players relying on the Access Code, while before they were all playing the Boris War Dragon. So these were the two cards, the two MVP of the last.
Absolutely. And yeah, now here we see Alessandro just not gonna try and do anything fancy. He's just playing it safe. He will get the Access Code now, as we mentioned, and the game seems like it will be over in a matter of moments. Yeah. I think, yeah, it shines in most decks. Something that I really interested in is the T-Man on the other half of the bracket with his Salomon Great deck. I think many people just, I guess, don't think that Salomon Great is that great because they think it is just similar as in the past. But it actually changed significantly. It's now much easier to OTK thanks to Access Code. And you can actually destroy up to 4 cards from your opponent. So it's just a really, really good Link monster. And here, as we can see, once again, it will be the card granting one of our duelists game 1 in this tournament.
Well played by Alessandro. I think here Danique is just making some calculation, but yeah, it's enough.
Yeah. Ooh, yes, actually has the Brotor, but I mean, it's hardly a threat. There are no other cards in his hand, so this doesn't really change much. It's still game, and although he can just banish, this doesn't really matter much. He doesn't even need to do it. So. Yeah. As you can see, Danique just trying his best, but there is not much that the Brotor can do to save you from this OTK from Alessandro. Yep.
Yeah, now battle phase, and it's more than enough.
That's more than enough. So we see Danique picking up his cards. It's 1-0. And again, we are just one game away from having an entirely Italian semi-finals for the remote duel. So great show by them. But Danique, we knew that, especially against this version, he had a big problem going second, thanks to the Abyss Dweller. Alessandro didn't even hesitate for a second. He went for the Abyss Dweller combo and it paid off. So now, if you're Danique, what's your plan?
So looking at his side deck, I think I would maybe side in like maybe the Imperial Order or the Triple Tactics talent, as I'm seeing is more prepared by going second. As we mentioned earlier, is playing Forbidden Droplet, Pancratops, so he has a lot of cards for going second. Because what he really wants to do is to combo off in his very first turn, so he doesn't want to overside decking.
Yeah, we mentioned it. It's a combo deck, so most likely he will just rely on his combos, side out the Twin Twisters. Maybe something I would like to see, because we saw already the impact of other end shops today and yesterday. The Lancea is something that really spiking up a debate across the community, whether some people think it's amazing, some people think it's terrible. So we will see if Danique decides to bring them in. While on Alessandro's side, things get interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he has the Pancratops for sure, but we see that he plays 2 copies of Gamisil,
Yeah.
which could be great against this kind of matchup because Dragon Link abuses of Boss Monster and Synchro Monster, so that will hurt a lot.
Yeah, I like his chances. He's already maining what are 15 Entrops, a ridiculous amount, and he's pairing them with 2 copies, which go with the one main to 3 copies of Droplet and a couple of Kaijus. So I think I still see Alessandro as the favorite.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly. And once again, I really like how different version of Tri-Brigade can end up with different but slightly different combo approach. Like before, we saw how Pierluigi ended up with Apollousa plus the Ancient Warrior, while this time Alessandro ended up with the Revolt plus the Dweller and the Link Monster. So I really like how playing different cards give you the possibility to end up with another combo, which is quite powerful as well.
Absolutely, and yeah, we'll see. If that's the case. Not only we will have an all-Italian semi-final, but an all-Tri-Brigade semi-finals, which would try and end the debate whether the Zodiac or the Unseen Warrior version is better. And I gotta say, even in the mirror match, Abyss Dweller seems quite scary. So we'll see if Alessandro unique version will pay off. But for now, as you can see on screen, Forbidden Droplet being one of the most popular side deck cards this weekend, I don't think we have seen it in action yet. So it will be interesting if we can see it now. I would say it's probably one of the best tools against Dragon Link.
Yeah, especially going second, you really want to see Forbidden Droplet if you don't see any sort of hand traps in your hand. As you mentioned earlier, Alessandro is playing multiples, like 15 hand traps. So most likely we'll open up at least with one of them to stop the next strategy.
Yeah. One thing that's relevant, though, is that he's one of the few players not maining or siding Nibiru.
Yeah.
Which is surely good news for Danique. It's one of the scariest entrops to face. But 15 is definitely not a small number, so let's see. Okay, so it seems like they're almost ready. Once again, cutting the deck, asking their opponent how many cards they want to cut. Okay, so our duelists are ready. We could just witness a second players advancing to the top 4. So, guys, if you're watching, feel free to just tell your friends if they're not here already to come and join the stream. This is just the second match of the day. We have 5 more matches to declare the winner, but now it's all on Danique's side to stay in this game. He does so by normal summoning, I think, the Synchron. So, not the greatest of starts, I gotta say, from Danique. The Striker Dragon will appear. The one copy, that's all he has left, but that's all he needs.
Yeah, this looks like maybe an okay start. Maybe Alessandro is considering to activate any entraps. I believe he has at least one. I mean,
Yeah.
not activated here on Striker, right?
It's... wow, he does. Okay. So he already activates Impermanence on the Striker Dragon. Interesting choice for sure. We'll see if that's gonna pay off. And now we see the Guard Dragon coming down to bring back the Synchron to the field. This was way scarier with the LP, of course.
Yeah.
Because you can change the zone and just use it. But the Romulus, to get the Ravine, is gonna put in some work. Let's see if Alessandro has another entrap, and he does. Wow. What a start from the Italian. Once again, a second entrap, Gamma, stopping Danique on his tracks, and tough for Danique to continue from here on.
Yeah, this is what we have seen for this weekend so far. All of the players are main decking multiple hand traps and It has become difficult to play if you don't see.
Ooh, but never mind. Danique has one of his side deck cards, triple tactic talent, so he's able to draw 2 cards. Still not that easy to continue to combo off, but at least he evens out the advantage, and it's now on Alessandro to really try and make something out of it. So 1 face down from Danique, and we see the end phase. So Alessandro banishes these cards and then picks up something. Seems really focused, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't even stutter. He immediately normal summons the kit, and I think he will try and push as much damage as possible.
Yeah, seems pretty confident. Maybe we will see some action here from Alessandro.
Yeah. So he starts things off with the Almirage, and the set is most likely the Tiding from his opponent. There is not really anything else you would set. Sometimes the Droplet, but if you're going first, that's most likely a Tiding.
Exactly. And here we know that Danique is not playing any copy of Ash Blossom as well. Maybe just left the Gamma, which will be the only one helping him out in this moment, along with Nibiru.
Yep.
And if he doesn't have any copy, he's in trouble.
Okay, and we see here again one of his cards unique to his deck list, which is the Ancient Warrior, the one of, being discarded to summon the Keras. So,
very good start.
Yeah, solid start from Alessandro once again. He will then proceed to banish either 2 or 3 from his graveyard. Really debating. What do you think is better here? Just banishing
maybe just 3 maybe would be okay.
Okay, so yeah, asking just to check the graveyards. He's thinking about going for the Eagle Bird, it seems.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because now we can even consider to just push enough damage.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not able to OTK, definitely the priority is getting rid of the continuous spell and setting up his own revolt, at least.
Yeah.
So it seems like he banishes 2, but there is a Droplet. Okay. Definitely better than the Tiding, which would have been useless. So a Droplet comes down, kind of a desperation play, discarding the Collapse Serpent. Not happy if you're Danique. And let's see if Alessandro has a way to continue comboing off.
Interesting to see that Danique decided not to side out the Droplets even if he was going first.
Yeah. Usually you don't expect such a card in a combo deck, but yeah, it seems like Alessandro just moved to the battle phase and sets 1. Okay, so hopefully for him it's the Revolt, Ardron. And now Danique is back into a very comfortable position. 2 entraps already gone from his opponent, and he still has the spell on the field which he can use. So let's see. Discarding the Collapse Serpent is definitely unexpected, I would say. So
yeah, especially because sometimes you want to keep it and try to special summon. Because
when the Levianeer comes down. Great start from Danique. So Levianeer comes down. I think he banished both, right?
Let's see. All 3, right? Yes.
Yeah, so all Darks, I believe.
All Darks.
Yeah, so all Darks being banished by Levianeer. Is there gonna be a response from Alessandro?
Yeah, I think his set card could be the Revolt, because he's playing the Impermanence, but I don't think he has it.
Yeah, which means he would shuffle something back, but instead...
Did he enter battle?
He just entered...
You're in battle phase?
Yeah. So maybe he doesn't have that much to combo off in main phase 2. Interesting. Usually, I think also because Alessandro is holding 1 card. Wow. It seems better than it was. I think Danique just summoned the Levianeer, couldn't use its effect. and just passed. And the revolt are drawn by Alessandro is kind of heartbreaking from Danique. What a turnaround once again. We see the Omen, which is gonna get banished the Levianeer right away. And yeah, what a start. So again, the Kit and the Nerval are gonna be used alongside the Omen. Great stuff, and if that's the case, protection from Danique is quite low. So yeah.
Because now I get rid of the Levianeer, and I think we will soon see if Danique doesn't have any other card, maybe another.
Yeah, I think it's yeah. He just passed his turn, plays back to Alessandro. And well, what a turnaround. We thought that the Levianeer was just the start of an incredible combo and possibly OTK from Danique. Instead, it was all that he had. And Alessandro is now taking advantage of the situation. And Lancea coming down from Danique, trying to keep him in this game. And we'll see if this card finally shows the impact that we were expecting from it.
Yeah, because in this situation it hurts a lot because Alessandro might have pushed enough damage for game, but he can...
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so now, yeah, he just under face.
So, great card from Danique. Once again, Lancea obviously much better when you draw it at the beginning, so in the first turn, but at least it's keeping Danique's hope alive here. He's gonna take a bunch of damage, but at least Alessandro is kind of stunned.
Yeah. And now maybe Danique is just hoping to pick something out of his deck that could save him.
He passes, no point in just trying something out. And I think he's gonna try his best to stay in this. Do you agree with Alessandro just not committing to a link play if it's true? Because he could get quite a few cards.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, especially because maybe here you just hope that your opponent doesn't draw anything, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe he could have passed for another link monster play, but yeah, nothing to do. Yeah.
Absolutely. Danique top decks the Imperial Order. One of the few side deck cards for this matchup, but it seemed like Alessandro was just in control for the entire match. And again, a 2-0 victory from the Tri Brigade and from the Italian player. Congratulations to both, and now let's go back to us for the post-match discussion.